Very good morning. My name is Komal from BSc Final Year Chemistry Honours. Now I am reading a chapter of a physical chemistry for visual impaired students. The second part, dipole moment and chemical constitution. The knowledge of a dipole moment of a molecule can be applied in a number of ways to study its chemical constitution. A few important applications of a dipole moment are briefly described below. First, in comparing the relative polarities of molecule, for example, the dipole moment of HF, HCl, HBr, HI are 2.0, 1.03, 0.78 and 0.38 dB respectively. This shows that the polar characteristics of the molecule decrease as we move from HF to HI. Second, in calculating the percentage ionic character of a polar covalent bond. For example, the dipole moment of HCl is 1.03 D. If the bond were 100% ionic, each end would acquire full 1 unit charge, 4.8 into 10 to the power minus 10 ESU. The bond distance in HCl is taken to be 1.275 astronomical, 1.275 into 10 to the power minus 8 centimeter. Hence, if HCl were 100% ionic, the dipole moment would have been actual value of a dipole moment of HCl is equal to 1.03 D. Percentage ionic character of HCl bond is equal to 1.03 upon 6.11 into 100, 17% approx. Third, in predicting the geometry or a shapage of molecule, the fact that dipole moment in a factor quantity and that a particular bond has almost a constant value of bond moment is very useful in predicting the shape of molecules. A few cases are described below. Diatomic molecule. A distant molecule is always linear irrespective of its dipole moment. B. Triatomic molecule. In triatomic molecule of a type AB2, there are two possibilities. First, the dipole moment of the molecules may be zero. This shows that in these molecules, one bond moment is equal and opposite to the other. Hence, the molecule must be linear. The molecules may have a definite value of a dipole moment. Obviously, in these cases, the possibilities of a linear shape is ruled out. The two bonds must have a defined angle between them which can be calculated. If we know the bond moment discussed earlier, for example, the bond moment for HO is 1.63. The bond angle of calculated to be nearly 105 degree. Thus, S2 may be represented as shown in figure. Such molecules are called band molecule and the shape is called V shape. Tetraatomic molecule. In tetraatomic molecule of the type AB3, the two simple possibilities are: first, the dipole moment of the molecules may be zero. In such a cases, all the four atoms must be in one plane and the angle between the bonds must be equal. In BF3, such a shape is called planar trigonal. Second, the molecule may have some definition value of a dipole. This indicates that one atom lies out of a plane of the rest of atom. For example, the molecule of NH3 may be represented as such shape is called pyramidal shape. Pentaatomic shape molecules. The pentaatomic molecule of a type AB4 which we commonly come across are CH4, CCl4, SiCl4, SnCl4, etc. Dipole moment of all these molecules is found to be zero. This is possible only if these molecules have symmetrically or regular geometry so that different bond moments cancel out each other. The experimental fact confirms that these molecules have tetrahedral shape as response below. In differentiating the cis and trans isomer, the cis and trans isomer are represented as It is clear that the trans form will be non-polar, whereas cis form will be polar. For example, in case of a dichloroethylene, cis form has been found to have a dipole moment of a 1.9 d, while the trans form is found to have zero dipole moment. Fifth, in differentiating the ortho, meta, and para isomers, as benzene is a regular hexagon and its dipole moment is zero. Therefore, substitution two atoms or groups in the ortho, meta, or para position, the distribution derivatives will have different dipole moment for the ortho, meta, and para isomer. Obviously, para will be zero dipole moment and meta will be have less dipole moment than ortho. In supporting the possibility of a resonating structure. For example, the nitrous oxide molecules has a small value of dipole moment if the molecule is supposed to have any one of the following two structure. The dipole moment should be high to confirm that N2O molecule is a resonant hybrid of structure 1 and 2. Now, magnetic susceptibility. General introduction to some terms used. Magnetic permeability. If two magnetic poles of strength M1 and M2 are separated by a distance R1, then the force F acting between them is given by F is equal to 1 upon mu M1 into M2 upon R square. The quantity mu used in the above expression is called the magnetic permeability of the medium between the poles. It is defined as the relative tendency of a magnetic line of force to pass through the medium as compared to that in the vacuum. For vacuum, mu is taken as equal 1. Similarly, for air, mu taken as approximately equal to 1. Diamagnetic permanently and ferromagnetic substance. As mentioned above, for vacuum, mu is equal to 1. For other media, mu can be less than or greater than 1. If mu is less than 1, then the magnetic line's force prefers to pass through the vacuum rather than through the substance comparison the medium. In other words, the magnetic lines of force are repelled away from the substance. Such substances are said to be diatomic. On the other hand, if mu is greater than 1, then the magnetic lines of force have greater tendency to pass through the substance rather than through the vacuum. In other words, the magnetic lines of force are attracted toward the substance. Such substances are called paramagnetic. If mu is very high, then tendency of substance to attract the magnetic lines of force is very high, and then substance is said to be ferromagnetic. Ferromagnetic is exhibited mainly by iron, cobalt, nickel, and their alloy. It is a property of a greater interest in the substance of physics only. In chemistry, we deal only with the dimagnetidium and paramagnetism. The behavior of diamagnetic and paramagnetic substance is a magnetic field is shown diagrammatically. Magnetic susceptibility. As seen above, if any material is placed in a magnetic field, the strength of a magnetic field in the material is different from that in the vacuum. The strength of a magnetic field thus present in the material is called magnetic induction. If H is the strength of a applied magnetic field and B is the magnetic induction in the given material, the two are related according to the equation B is equal to H plus 4 pi I, where I represents the magnetic momentum per unit volume in the material and is called intensity of a magnetization. It may be positive or negative dependent upon whether the material is paramagnetic or diamagnetic. The intensity of a magnetism produced per unit strength of the applied magnetic field is called specific magnetic susceptibility. It is usually represented by the mathematically psi is equal to 1 I upon में h. It is quantity which is usually measured experimentally in the study of magnetic properties of a different material. Multiplying the specific magnetic susceptibility with the molar volume m upon rho of the material, we get what is the called a magnetic susceptibility per mole or molar magnetic susceptibility. It is usually represented by mathematically m upon rho into I upon h. Thus, molar magnetic susceptibility may be defined as the intensity of the magnetization induced per mole of the material by the unit field strength. Quite often, it is a convention to deal with the quantity in the place of a psi. Further, the magnetic induction B is reduced relative to the strength of applied magnetic field H according to the equation B is equal to mu H, where mu is the magnetic permeability of a medium, I minus magnetic susceptibility. Substitution of the value of B and I from the equation 4-5 in equation first, we get mu is equal to mu is equal to 1 plus 4 pi magnetic susceptibility. Since I, the above discussion is the magnetic momentum per unit volume of material, X is fact the volume susceptibility of a medium, psi. For most of practical purposes, we use mass susceptibility. It is obtained by dividing the volume susceptibility by the density rho of the material. Hence, we have mass susceptibility is equal to psi upon mu rho. So at last we give psi dash is equal to mu minus 1 upon 4 pi rho. This is given the relationship between the specific magnetic susceptibility and magnetic permeability of a material of density rho in gram per cc. Since for diamagnetic substance mu less than 1, therefore the specific magnetic susceptibility is negative for such substance. On the other hand, for paramagnetic substance mu greater than 1, therefore susceptibility is positive but small. For paramagnetic substance, as mu is very large, so susceptibility is also very large. Measurement of a magnetic susceptibility. Goep methods. The magnetic susceptibility. The magnetic susceptibility are generally determined by the method put forward by the Goep in 1889. The material under examination is taken in a thin cylinder or a tube which is then suspended vertically with a wire from one arm of a balance between two poles of an electromagnetic such that the lower end of a cylinder is nearby in middle of the poles of the electromagnet. The cylinder is now counterbalanced in this position by the placing weight in the other span of the balance. The current is now switched on into the electromagnet. If the substance is paramagnetic, the cylinder will be pulled down. On the other hand, if the substance is diamagnetic, the cylinder will be pushed upward. In the first case, some extra weight will have to be added into the pan, whereas in the second case, some weight will have to be removed from the pan to restore the balance, since the change in weight is equal to the magnetic force acting on the material. Hence, if delta m is the change in mass, then we have delta m is equal to half magnetic susceptibility minus susceptibility A into A h square, where g is the acceleration due to gravity, so that delta mg gives the change in weight. The right hand side is the magnetic force acting on the material of volume susceptibility psi, where A is the area of a cross section of the specimen, as is the field strength, and Psi A is the volume susceptibility of the air. Value of a psi A is equal to 0.03 into 10 to the power 6. Thus, this equation 9, the value of the psi can be calculated. In the above calculation, the absolute value of the field strength H is also required. However, the necessity of measuring H and A can be eliminated if the experiment is first performed with substance of knowing susceptibility using the same magnetic field and the same cylinder for the taking the substance. Usually water is taken as the standard substance for this purpose. Then evidently we will have where delta ms is the change in the mass when the sample under the examination is placed in the magnetic field, and the delta mw is the change in mass where water is taken in the same cylinder and placed in the same magnetic field. Psi s is the magnetic susceptibility of a sample, and psi w and psi a are those of water and air respectively. Magnetic susceptibility and molecular structure. A detailed study of a magnetic susceptibility of a large number of organic and inorganic compounds has revealed that, like many other physical properties such as molar refraction, perovskite, etc., the molar magnetic susceptibility is an additive as well as a consecutive property. The values assigned to the various atoms and to the sectoral factor can be obtained from the experimentally determined values for a large number of elements and compounds. The value of a magnetic susceptibility for some of atoms and the sectoral group are given. The calculation of a molar magnetic susceptibility of a compound for the atomic and the sectoral values help us to decide between the alternate structure for a compound or to confirm the structure of the compound by comparing the calculated value with the experimental value. A few examples are illustrated below. Explanation of a dimagnetized and paramagnetism. Electron is an atom have a orbital motion as well as a spin motion. As they are charged particles, therefore their motion produces a small magnetic field. If all the electrons in a molecule are paired, the magnetic momentum of the electron spinning in one direction is cancelled by the magnetic momentum of the electron spinning in the opposite direction. The net result is that the substance has zero magnetic momentum. If such a substance is placed in a magnetic field, small magnetic momentum is induced in the substance and in opposition to the external magnetic field. As a result, the substance is repelled by the magnetic field. This type of behavior is observed for the diamagnetic substance. Thus, dimagnetism is exhibited by those substances which contain paired electrons only, no unpaired electron is present. On the other hand, if a substance contains some unpaired electrons, the magnetic momentum of electrons do not cancel out completely. Hence, the substance has a paramagnetic moment of its own. In fact, each unpaired electron behaves like a micromagnet with a defined magnetic moment. If such a substance is placed in an external magnetic field, the micromagnetic will arrange themselves parallel to the external field, and the induced magnetic moment is insufficient to overcome the paramagnetic magnetic momentum of substance. Such substances are therefore attracted by the magnetic field instead of being repelled by it. This type of behavior is observed for the paramagnetic substance. Thus, paramagnetism is exhibited by those substances which contain some unpaired electrons. Determination of a magnetic momentum of a paramagnetic substance. As explained above, each atom, ion, or molecule of a paramagnetic substance behaves like a micromagnet with a defined inherent magnetic moment of a magnitude μm. When such a substance is placed in the external magnetic field, the micromagnets tend to arrange themselves parallel to the applied field. However, this tendency is opposed by the thermal motion of the particle. Hence, the actual arrangement take up will depend upon the temperature. Langley in 1905 put forward the following relationship between molar magnetic susceptibility, magnetic moment, and temperature T. Molar magnetic susceptibility is equal to alpha m into mu square m n upon में 3 kT, where n is Avogadro number, k the Boltzmann constant, and alpha m is a constant for the given substance. In equation 11, all equations are constant except molar magnetic susceptibility and temperature. Thus, determining psi m for the giving substance at different temperature and then floating psi m which 1 upon में t, a straight line graph will be obtained, the slope of which will be equal mu square m n upon 3k, hence mu m can be calculated. The unit of a mu m are arc per gauge. However, it is usually expressed in terms of Bohr magnetons. 1 bm is equal to 9.2732 into 10 to the power minus 21 arcs per gauge. Relationship between magnetic moment and the number of unpaired electrons. The total magnetic moment of any atom, ion, or molecule is the sum of following two values. First, magnetic moment due to orbital motion of the electron, it is equal to root L into L plus 1 bm, where L is the azimuthal or orbital quantum number for the electron. Magnetic momentum due to spin motion of electron, it is equal to 2 into s plus 1 bm, where s is the spin quantum number having the value of 1 upon 2. If ion or molecule are considered instead of free atom, it is expected that the orbital motion of the electrons are tied into the nuclear configuration of the molecule or the ion so tightly that they are unable to line up with the applied magnetic field. Hence, the magnetic moment contribution due to orbital motion is negligible. Thus, the magnetic momentum of a molecule or the ion is mainly due to the spin motion of the electrons. Thus, we have mu m is equal to 2 root s into s plus 1 bm. Here, s represents spin quantum number for 1 ampere electron for a molecule or an ion containing a number of ampere electrons. The expression is usually written as mu m is equal to 2 into s plus 1 bm, where s represents the total spin quantum number. For 1 ampere electron, s is equal to half. For 2 ampere electron, s is equal to 2 upon 2. For 3 ampere electron, s is equal to 3 upon 2, and so on. In general, for n ampere electron, s is equal to 1 upon 2. Mu m is equal to 2 root n upon 2 into n upon 2 plus 1. Mu m is equal to root n into n plus 1 bm. Thus, knowing the number of ampere electrons present, the magnetic momentum can be calculated or vice versa. The expected value for the magnetic moment for the paramagnetic substance for different value of ampere electron are given. Relationship between molar magnetic susceptibility and the number of ampere electron. taking alpha m to be negligible in equation 11 as it is represent the diamagnetic molar susceptibility of the substance induced by the applied magnetic field. Equation 11 become psi m is equal to mu square m into n upon 3 kt. Substitution the value of mu n from equation 14. Equation 15 we get psi m is equal to n upon 3 kt into n bracket start n plus 2 bracket close. Expected values xm for the different values n are listed. Application of a magnetic susceptibility. First, in confirming the structure of a given molecule. The use of molecular magnetic susceptibility in confirming the structure of a given molecule is based upon the fact that magnetic susceptibility is additive as well as constitutive properly as already discussed in section. With example, in calculation of the number of unpaired electrons in a molecule or ion, knowing the molar magnetic susceptibility, the number of unpaired electrons present in a molecule or ion can be calculated using equation. This has helped in understanding the electronic structure of a number of a molecule. For example, the molar magnetic susceptibility of a oxygen has been found to be 3400 into 10 to the power minus 6, which show that it must contain 2 unpaired electrons. Thus, the structure of oxygen molecule should be represented as. In the study of a coordination compound, the main application of a magnetic susceptibility in chemistry has been to study of a coordination compound of a transition element. Measurement of a magnetic susceptibility help us to know the number of unpaired electrons present in the complex, which in turn help to assign the correct sector to the complex ion in the some cases. For example, the magnetic susceptibility value of complex is FeCN6 3 negative and FeF6 3 negative suggests that there is one unpaired electron present in former, whereas there are 5 unpaired electrons present in the latter. They are explained by suggesting the following electron structure of these complexes. Fourth, in stabilizing the formulas of a certain compound. For example, it has been shown that the formula of a hypophthoric acid is H4P2O6 and not H2PO3. This is because if the latter formula were correct, sodium and silver salt, NaHPO3 and Ag2PO3 would contain an odd number of electrons and should be paramagnetic, while actually they are diamagnetic. Hence, their salt must have the formulas Na2H2P2O6 and Ag4P2O6 respectively. Similarly, the formula of a mercurous chloride is Hg2Cl2 and not HgCl. In 5. In explanation, the existence of a odd electrons molecule. The compound containing odd electrons are expected to be paramagnetic. This is actually formed to be so for a few gaseous compounds, namely nitric oxide, nitrogen dioxide, and chlorine dioxide. Moreover, their magnetic susceptibility show that they contain one unpaired electron in each case. 6. In explaining the formation of free radicals, some highly substituted aromatic compounds have a tendency to dissociate into paramagnetic called free radical. The existence of a free radical is supported by the fact that such compounds exhibit appreciable paramagnetism, which is explained on the basis that the free radical contains odd electrons. The measurement of a magnetic susceptibility of a such substance even help in the calculation of a percentage dissociation of the substance into free radical. For example, the paramagnetic susceptibility of alpha naphthyl diphenyl methyl is found to be 140 into 10 to the power minus 6. The theoretical value for the single unpaired electron as shown in table 5.4 is 1260 into 10 to the power minus 6. Hence, percentage of compound dissociated into free radicals 140 upon 1260 into 100 is equal to 11%. Thank you.